This is Bob Barr bringing you another edition of Liberty Guard's Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe. Now, before we get to today's Law of the Universe, which will be law number 114, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow Liberty Guard on social media. So, Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe, law number 114, tells us that no matter how many concessions a company makes to prove it is woke, it may never be able to satisfy all those who it is trying to appease. So we're all familiar with the wokeness epidemic going around that is causing companies and government agencies to prove their wokeness by self-reflection and forcing employees, forcing government workers to undergo self-critical exercises that will remind them just how privileged they may be because they are white. So white culture is now the bad guy in all of this social engineering and wokeness. And yet, despite companies, and in this particular case that we've seen that illustrate this, Disney Corporation, no matter how much these companies go, no matter what extent they go to prove their wokeness, to force this critical race theory on their employees, to have these sessions with employees where they fill out checklists to make sure that they realize how truly and dangerously privileged they are if they happen to be of the white race. Disney has done this for quite a while now. There are numerous articles that you can pick up. You just Google Disney and wokeness and Disney and white culture and critical race theory, and all of this stuff crops up. So Disney has gone clearly the extra mile, not only with its employees, but also with its exhibits in Disneyland out in California and Disney World in Florida. And I presume also in the Disney theme parks in other countries. But here again, despite the tremendous effort that Disney has made to ensure that nobody is traumatized by going through one of their exhibits and seeing something that might trigger fear because it might depict something of an historical nature that they don't like, for example, Disney still finds itself in the crosshairs of employees who believe that the company just has not gone far enough. You can never go far enough to appease these individuals and these groups. So notwithstanding the fact that Disney has made all of these changes and continues to inculcate this stuff to prove its wokeness, it still now is on the receiving end by a massive class action lawsuit because some of its employees, what do they call them? Cast members, cast characters, I guess, the people that dress up as Mickey or Minnie or Goofy. I don't even know if you can do Goofy properly anymore. But their cast characters in particular believe that they aren't being paid enough to put on a costume and stand there and greet people. And that's fine that they do this. But they are mad at Disney because Disney is not paying them a living wage. And according to these articles, some of these individuals have, quote, experienced food insecurity. Not quite sure what that is, but the point here is not to be critical of the wages that Disney pays or to say people shouldn't be demanding more pay. That's up to them and the corporation. But here you have a corporation that receives tremendous tax benefits from the locations where its theme parks are located, tremendous tax advantages from federal tax laws, goes out of its way to prove its wokeness, and yet it just can't satisfy its employees. So it's now on the receiving end of a massive class action lawsuit by its employees, or at least a lot of its employees, that it just hasn't gone far enough to satisfy them. So it's simply another example of Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe, law number 114, that tells us, reminds us really, no matter how many concessions a company makes to prove it is woke, it may never be able to satisfy all of those it is trying to appease. So that's our Law of the Week from Liberty Guard's Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe, and we look forward to your joining us next time for another edition of Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe. Thanks for being with us. This is Bob Barr, and I'd like to thank you for having checked out our program here today. We appreciate your support, your participation, and encourage you to go to libertyguard.org to learn more about our programs and also to help support to further individual freedom and fight against government abuse. One of the ways, but not the only way we do this, is through Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe, but through many, many other programs in support of individual liberty and against government abuse. So please remember to join us. Go to libertyguard.org and join us once again for Bob Barr's Laws of the Universe. Thank you.